Hello and welcome back. We are here playing Sokoto in Victoria 3. Last episode we did manage to open our market. We also had a few revolutions. We're mercantilists now. And so this episode we will be coming up on a lot of, kind of opening up and engaging with the rest of the world. We have in our queue several government administrations to support higher level institutions, but also naval bases which are going to be a big part of us being able to branch out and do other things in other areas, as well as giving us more interests we can declare, because currently we can only declare one interest. We're kind of waiting on being able to get a subject over here and be able to declare Messina by trying to colonize faster, and this is why we want the government institutions. As far as tech goes, from last episode in the interim, we swapped over to put currency standards in the queue. I think this is important for being able to get to per capita taxation, which is going to make a big difference in terms of our revenue. This episode, we are going to be trying to maybe triple construction, try and get in near the 200 construction mark. Maybe this is a little bit much because we're also going to be playing slower, but we'll see what we can do. Let's take an unpause and get into it. Now, we are also going to be keeping an eye on, what's building in what queue. We can now do a bunch of trade, so I think what we'll do is we'll also come in and take a look at a lot of the goods in our market, and we will prioritize either importing or exporting it on a lot of these goods, because we are on mercantilism. And what we will do is maybe mainly prioritize exports on finished goods and prioritize imports. Actually, let's just collect the tariffs on the finished goods, but we're going to prioritize imports on pretty much all of the input goods. That way they do not get imported away from our market, and if they do, they are really expensive. This is actually just a luxury good, so we're fine exporting it. But sugar, dyes, we're also going to protect. We don't want them exported away from our market, as well as I think hardwood we're already protecting, but these types of goods, fish will protect. We don't want them exported from our market, and we want to make them cheaper in general. We'll also protect sulfur, why not? We do have a native uprising. This is going to be a bit difficult because native uprisings have a significant military advantage. I'm not even sure if we can beat them because we are on the regular PMs, or not regular. We're using no military PMs. So I don't know if we can actually even push into them, even though there are only 2 guys into our 27. We'll see how this shakes out. But it would be nice to be able to colonize faster here into Messina. That way we can... unfortunately, Great Britain now has a front with Messina. This is not ideal, but this will also cut them off from going into here, into Adag and Air, however they're pronounced. We have quite a bit of stuff in the queue. Big one is going to be the arms industries coming up, which we will use in some of our... we will start using pretty soon here in our barracks. Switch to... Oh, we don't even have PMs for any of them. Huh. We should be gnat spreading them, though. Yeah, we are gnat spreading line infantry, so we'll have line infantry soon, and then artillery soon after. So maybe we can put the military, these arms industries, at the very bottom of the queue, because I don't think they're too important immediately until we get the tech, and we do not want to focus on those techs at the moment. So we'll just kind of do some of that. This native uprising is going to be a little bit good for us. Man, it just feels very uncomfortable to be colonized, or colonization coming into our areas here, but I don't think there's much we can do about it. We will also be looking to switch to iron frame buildings in a lot of spots. We can switch to canneries. I don't think we have that much fish, but it will maybe make the fish kind of not spread. We can also import fish as well. So why don't we import some of fish? Because now that we do have an open market, and let's look which one's the most productive. The Danes. We'll import from the French though. Doesn't take any convoys, and we'd rather have a volume of trade with them. Let's see what things look like. Okay, they do have way more defense, but we have enough guys to overwhelm this, so we should be able to push into them here. The revolution is ticking down, it looks like, which is quite good. We don't want to rev, because we don't want to lose access to some of the goods in our market, which would kind of happen if we revved. Which is a reason for us not to push kind of too many things. Or too many policies that, let's say. We do want to open the borders at some point. We'll radicalize the rural folk, who are currently not radicalizing. I don't think it's necessary that we push it right now, so we'll just sit on this. Sunni ulema call for intervention, so we would give them political strength and approval, or they become insurrectionary. We'll give them approval, I guess, and get them to calm down a little. We're just kind of in chill mode. We did just pass a bunch of laws. We'd rather kind of settle in and become a little bit more legitimate. We have a parliamentary republic oligarchy, so we can control who's in the government, and over time the Industrialists and the Intelligentsia are going to get juiced up pretty high, and we're going to be leaning on them for the most part for, you know, the next few episodes at the very least, but probably a little while longer. We are hoping to expand some more. Why don't we recruit an admiral so we know how many ships we have? Once we have a decent amount of ships, we can look to start declaring wars elsewhere. We will also need to get on a little bit better PMs. Once we also don't have a revolution, we might delete some of our barracks, although 40 is a good amount. It's not too much, not too little, just right. We would rather keep both these guys juiced up, so we'll do that. They're both happy with us, so it doesn't really matter. But we want them to maintain a lot of power. And we get colonization rights. So now we should be absolutely flying. I think we'll probably be capped out on speed, so we can look to establish another colony. Why don't we go right here? Because we won't have the malaria penalty. Ooh, that also will have sulfur, which is nice. Do have to keep an eye on things. Great Britain, very importantly, we have to keep an eye on how they feel about us. Joining their customs union is potentially a thing we might want to do. We have to annex Oyo and Benin before we can do it, though. Looks like they're auto-producing coal and food industries, which is fine with us. Why do we have no progress? Our interest was deactivated in the region. That seems weird. I don't know why that would happen. Seems a little buggy. But our colonies should reactivate when that gets back in. Let's take a look. So I think that now we should be able to increase this. And this, increasing from level 1 to level 2 in colonial affairs, gives you the biggest increase. Of course, less than 0 to 1, but this will make your colonies grow twice as fast, right? The third one will make them grow 50% faster, the fourth one will make them grow 33% faster, and the fifth one will make them grow 25% faster. So relative to where you're at, that is the most important increase to do. Which is why we built up the government administrations to try and support that. We are trying to build tools tall here in the capital, and then just trying to build an economy around that fact. We got a lot of the stuff auto-building. We get agrarianism law unlocked, greener grass campaigns as well. I think I blanked out and we did unlock a new PM somewhere. Not the transportation, although we're going to take a look. We are still paying a decent amount in subsidies. So we could look to, in some urban centers, I don't think all of them, put in the public transportations, which will increase the demand for, transportation, which will drive up the price, which will decrease the amount we're paying in subsidies. Also, we want to swap on a craftsman sewing, and we will just import the silk from someone. So let's do that. Gotta let it wait a tick, and then there's demand for silk. Let's import it. We can import it from the French, I suppose. Let's do the French and the British. No, just the French. And then I think now we can go in and set it on prioritize imports. So this is going to make our clothing industries pop off a little bit more, which is something we are interested in. And of course we will need more government administrations. We'll look to see if we have tax capacity. Missing. If not missing anywhere specific, we will just continue to expand the administrations in the capital. Just looking to, touch Messina. That way we can declare war on them. I think we're going to actually take a little bit of a save and try and annex Benin here. We are saving just because we don't want Great Britain to stick their finger in our pie, but I don't think they will. And Benin, very importantly, does have iron, so probably should have just taken Benin first to begin with, but since they are protective cordial, they are unlikely to intervene against us. Why are you confident? Oh, because you would be annexed if you back down? But the mobilization, you're not stronger. Cool, cool, cool. We're going to kick the arms industries to the bottom, because we cannot yet utilize them, really. We're going to hemorrhage quite a bit of money while we're building these naval bases, but that's okay. Great Britain's colonizing the Ivory Coast, you don't say. These colonies are coming in kind of nicely. I guess maybe we want to pause this one and let the other one go faster. I think it underutilizes some of our stuff, but we would also like to cut off them from the rest, and it does utilize the same pool, is my understanding. So we want to try and push through there as quickly as possible, if we can. Currency standards is going to be a big one, though. As is mechanized workshops. Alright, no one sided with them, so we should comfortably annex Benin. And then maybe we can join the UK's market. They will sap off pops from us, I think. So we have relatively low SOL. We have a bunch of extra authorities, so we can look to increase this and then put in a tax and then decrease this back down, and then we're still just floating with a little bit extra. Yeah, just very quickly occupying them here. Once we annex Oyo, we can join other people's markets, which might be okay. We also just might want to stay our own market. This seems fine too. We're a little bit weak for that, but it's not the worst. We are finishing these naval bases, which will come in quite nicely. Fully occupied Benin. We are making quite a bit of money. We want to start swapping more construction centers over to iron frame buildings, so why don't we do that? I'm going to save the capital for last. Don't know what why Wadai has 0. I guess we'll just do that and then decrease it. Not sure why it says 0 out of whatever, but okay. This, of course, will increase the demand for iron, and so we'll get more iron production in the auto queue as well. Really trying to connect to Messina here. And we annex Benin. We're just going to take a quick save and do the same to the other guy. Because now that we have an open market, Great Britain's not going to join against us in every single war just to open our market. And so this is normally kind of what they do. Austria can join against us. I don't know how Austria feels about us. We should probably improve relations now that they apparently have an interest here. We also have land access to Egypt if we wanted to fight Egypt a little. France is damaging relations. This is not ideal, because they are belligerent. Oyo is damaging relations. This makes sense. We will also swap over all the PMs here. So we will go to our handy dandy new button and reset the production methods here. Probably need to put these on auto expand. Iron is expensive, so is coal. Also want to integrate them, so I guess we'll do that now. Oh, I guess we won't. It's a little bit expensive. Why don't we build a couple government administrations there, locally? Currently have a lot in the capital. Don't necessarily need that. And then after this, we want to think about, do we want to join someone else's market? Our market is 17 mil. Our GDP. We have a reasonably large military. I think we can delete some of these barracks if we wanted. But 50 million military is not too large. It's kind of in the range of what we want anyways. We could delete maybe 5 of them. Just keep, we have a few 5 stacks around. Just have them spread out with a high concentration in the capital. Because the more stuff we delete, the more construction we can engage in. Let's swap another couple of these over to iron frame, which is how we're trying to like triple construction from like 68, I think we started with. Colonial fare has increased, which is going to be real nice. We should be hauling here, and I think we will... 38 isn't capped out, so we'll just keep on keeping on over here so we can maybe go to war with Messina. We could join, if we are going to join a market and we're going to vassalize Messina, we have to join a market after doing this. They would be okay with us joining the customs union. We could leave whenever we wanted as well. But we couldn't pull people into our own customs union as a sort of thing that we are doing, is the trade-off. And I just don't know if we have a large enough economy where we care, but we probably will soon. I mean, once we have 200-ish construction, we will. We'll start incorporating this as soon as this ticks up. These employ. We just finished a couple of these. They need to employ, though. But once they employ up, we should have enough admin, I think, to be able to support. Yeah, we're just going to do this now. Start getting on it. We have a very large incorporated population, you know, with all this. So it is actually allowing us to colonize relatively quickly, and we do have a front with Messina. I think we'll go our own way and not engage with Great Britain right now. Can we declare another interest yet? Nope. This is another big reason for expanding the Navy. Old Ways is activated. That's unfortunate. Can we appease the rural folk? Oh, they're traditionalists. Probably not, if with them as traditionalists. We could go total separation here. It does make the rural folk more pissed. Is generally where we want to be. Let's do it. We'll maybe take 1 tick off. We will be looking to switch to per capita taxation when we finish currency standards, so we'll just take 1 tick of total separation here, I think. And we have this now that we want to also integrate, but this is also going to cost a little bit of bureaucracy. So a little bit of a transitionary period here. We will also whack them with the swap over the PMs thing. Now, an idea I've been toying with is subsidizing a lot of these urban centers in order to decrease the price of services as much as possible. I think that this is maybe a decent strategy, but I'm keen on testing it. I haven't tested it yet. We see that we are running a bit of a negative authority, so we'll decrease this and get rid of a consumption tax here. And so now we have a bit of a choice if we want to join Great Britain's market or not. If we want to join, we need to do it while we don't have a customs union, so when we don't have any subjects. After this, we can acquire subjects and then look to leave their market. We can't even bankroll people anyways, and this would help our economy a lot in the short term. And the UK, let's just double check that they don't have an obligation from us. Because if they do have an obligation from us, so we don't want to join their market because then they will protectorate us in short order, demanding we give them an obligation. but they can already demand that we join their market, so we'll just make this guy a vassal and continue on our way. We'll take a little bit of a save before we do it, because, of course, the GPs can stick their finger in our pie, and we don't want that. We like our pie unfinger-stuck end, and so we will go and make these guys a vassal, kind of look to slowly integrate them again. And we will go here, and then for here, we will put these guys down to 4 barracks, or none. And so we're just on 50 barracks right now, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, we're on 45? Fair enough. This is a decent number. Getting close over here to bring it up. And once these boyos finish, or sorry, these guys finish, we will look to integrate them. So we're going to have a big tax base increase coming up pretty shortly, as well as, you know, after we finish this tech, or take our first tick of freedom of conscience / finish currency standards, we will also be getting quite a bit more. I do think we want some amount of textile mills here. France sides with Messina. Can we sway Great Britain? What can we offer them? Nothing. So we'll just take a load. Or actually, no, yeah, France can enforce on us before we enforce on... Well, what does France even want from us? Conquer Volta? Yeah, we'll just load. Our pie has been stuck in, as it were. So we can't quite go for that yet. So, might want to start thinking about expanding in other areas of the world, like the Dutch East Indies and such. Or sorry, not the Dutch East Indies, but over here might be a decent place to look to expand, so let's switch our interests from here to here. And then I think we go for Kutai or something. I'm not sure if we can land with this 3-stack, though. I don't think we can land people yet. I think we need these to employ up a little bit more. But it is nice having more coastal stuff. We'll put the fish on auto-expand, I suppose. Bunch of stuff's deactivating and swapping around. Looks like these guys aren't so mad with us. Maybe one of them died. Get our Indonesia interest. We also don't have very much... We don't have much military might either. We need an interest in this area in order for our colonies to do anything. I take it all back. We need to keep the interest here. That was a bit of a mistake. Not too big, though. Why don't we kick this to the top of the queue, because it's almost done. And the arms industries, again, can go back to the bottom. We're not going to finish the arms industries until we have corresponding technology to actually do something with them, which we're kind of coming up on line infantry shortly here. Let's take a look in here. Branching out. How long do we have for branching out? 10 months. Steam engine time. Okay. We gotta swap this over to philosophy department as soon as we get dialectics. Start swapping more of our rural stuff over. I think we're still paying subsidies. Yeah, we're still paying subsidies. I think the dye plantations we want to do kind of last, because these are generally not going to be profitable. The last monarchists, we got to put the past behind us, and they get elitist. How are we doing on these subsidies costs? Alright. We need to decrease this. Let's play a little bit of whack-a-mole here. That'll help deal with that. I think we're going to be coming off of this in just a moment. Anyways, we're taking a tick of this, but we are going to... Let's just come off of it now so people aren't as mad. But we are going to be trying to do per capita taxation anyways, so this is fine. Speaking of, let's look to swap over some construction as well. Just a little bit. We're auto-producing on some of the... Yeah, we finished colonization there. We do want to resume colonization here. And I think... colonize here as well. That way we progress... Ooh, do you have malaria? Yeah, you do. Okay, we're gonna actually pause here. So we have malaria there. I think there's no malaria there. Perfect. Now we will try and pass per capita taxation, which people generally like. We'll bring in a lot more money. We'll be able to probably finish turning on all the construction centers to iron frame. Probably gonna look to do a bit of this and this on the back of that. Gonna need more infrastructure at the front. Just add that straight away. Now we can still join Great Britain's market if we wanted to. I think we should be able to, as long as they're still protective, which we could do. I mean, all of our places will be a lot more profitable in general, which will be good. We just can't look to expand our own market, but we can't anyways. Why is it that we... I forgot our reasoning for not doing it now. We will also save on the bureaucracy because we won't have to run our own trade routes. Ah, I remember now. They have an obligation from us. And so they can make us a protectorate. But what about joining Austria's? Yeah, I think joining Austria's is okay here. So we join their customs union. They also will have quite a bit of coal. And then once they say yes, we should get a bit of a refund on the bureaucracy because we won't be running trade routes anymore. So we can use that to increase both home affairs and education, or one or the other. I think we'll actually increase both and look to build a couple more bureaucratic centers. Maybe here in Benin. Why do we have shortages on everything now? Transportation. Is that resolving itself or no? It is resolving itself. Perfect. Okay. Now we should be in pretty good shape. We can't pull anyone to the market, but we can end this customs union whenever we want. Or at least after 1864. So after a year's time. And this should make most of our buildings more profitable. Really wish we had clothing industry here, but maybe we should just be focusing on building it out elsewhere. Could probably build it out here, though. Just look to harvest the economies of scale bonus, as well as make use of the fact that we do have Ooh, Austrian market needs more convoys. Line infantry is unlocked. Speaking of needing more convoys, we can actually turn off the ports if we want to. We'll just keep them on. The line infantry finishing means that we will no longer be bumping the arms industry to the back of the queue. We will look to swap onto light infantry after we finish that. We could actually swap on right now. The reason being we are now in Austria's market, so it's pretty comfortable swap. We will swap on. I think we'll delete this barracks in there, and we'll just sit on 45. Get a little bit of a better PM here. Let's take a look at what's not spreading in the military. Artillery is spreading, which is pretty good. We are going mechanized workshops right now. Distillation will be coming up soon. I think we want to kind of expand this out a little bit more in terms of education, or in terms of the universities. So let's up this. Of course, we do actually want a lot of construction more. This is kind of more what we're going for, but we're going to be able to do a whole lot on the back of per capita taxation here. We'll take the bureaucracy hit. We can afford it right now. Incorporating all this stuff. Messina, we want to vassalize, but we're worried that someone's going to stick their finger in our pie. Can we declare a second interest yet? We can. Ooh, we have finished a state there, so we can declare an interest down here. I think we might be able to land Zulu as well. We're gonna take a save, but we're gonna look to vassalize Zulu now. Branching out was closed, unfortunate. Couldn't get it done in time. Same with the steam engine, not too big a deal. Are missing out on a little bit of tech, but it is what it is. Gonna up a couple of these, not that one. But soon that one. I'm gonna take a save and then try and pop a Zululand. Transvaal is a very nice state to have, so we're just gonna see if we can get in a landing there. They are fearful. We will also ask for war reparations and ban slavery. And we'll make the war reps primary. And hopefully they don't pull Great Britain on their side or whatever. And then we'll just take a load if they do. Finish patent stills. This is a decent one. I think we will have to go for the migration controls next, now that we're in someone's market. People gotta know the depravity here. Soon the Sunni ulema will be all but a distant memory, as the Intelligentsia rise to power instead. Landowners are still powerful though. Don't like that. Let's take a quick look through our PMs and see what we're on. We can maybe swap to all these. Paying a little bit in subsidies. We'll see if it causes a shortage in the rails. Doesn't look like it. Oh, the United States is clapping Great Britain. It's interesting. So hopefully we can get a bit of a landing in here. These guys are actually swapping PMs, so maybe this was a bit of a mistake. Well, this war might actually just not work out for us at all. I just realized we're not much stronger than Zulu in terms of our PMs, and we're actually swapping PMs right now, so... Big problem being, we can't really land them with too big an army. And you got the 15 stack barracks, 10 offense, 15 defense, and we have 16 offense, 24 defense, but we have this minus a third. Yikes. I don't think we could actually land here. We'll see if we can do it in, though. Be nice if we can. We're up to 100 construction, started out at like low 60s. Once we enact this per capita taxation, things should pick up a little bit. We do want to have these textile mills kind of prepared for when we finish mechanized workshops. It's a very, very nice PM, so want to be a little bit in more on the textile mills. Yeah, this is a bit of a problem here. We're gonna try it again, but it's not ideal, is what it's not. Can't even make cannons, jeez. Rip. Can't even make cannons. I think we can still get a lucky roll, and these guys will be getting better and better because they are still swapping up the PM. Definitely should have waited for them to have been fully swapped, but they are going to have a much smaller primary equipment adjustment the next go around. And I think that these guys are on no equipment, if I'm not mistaken, with at least their barracks. Yeah, their barracks are on no equipment. I think their conscription centers must be on, yeah, line infantry, but this is just a small percentage of what they got going on. 1 second. Alright, just settling back in here. I have been AFK for quite some time. Gonna unpause. And we are trying to land Zulu yet again. And I don't know, I think we can get one of these off, but I'm really not sure. Yeah, 12 on 12, we should be able to get in on the next one. We have the same number of troops, we just have to get a lucky landing in terms of the amount that we start the battle with. We will be even stronger the next time, and if we get, you know, like a 7th here, we should be able to swing it, we'll see. One problem is we're decaying pretty quick now. And so, next one should be our last chance. Unless they're asking for war reps. So now we just get to do it infinitely. It's interesting how big a deal, like, what they ask for enforcing on you makes. Because we're gonna be in this war. We're not gonna back out of this war. We might just want to wait until we have 7 ships. This might be a decent strategy. Could go law enforcement in the near-ish future. Don't really need it. Banking spreading to us is nice. That's good tech. Of course, there's so many techs that are just, like, would be very important for us to have. So, alright, we get per capita taxation. We have a ton of money. We're going to look to spend it. So, we're going to come into here and swap this over. And at the start of the episode, I said we wanted to go from 68 construction to just under 200, so triple construction. This is going to be big as far as that goes. And we're also going to look to, I think, increase the unis up to maybe level... let's do level 8. This is in the queue quite a bit back. And then, so this per capita taxation is, like, huge for us. I'm going to wait for this to come up to 7, I think. And then as far as going... I think we want no migration controls now. I'm just slowly putting in all these laws. Actually, kind of quickly putting in all these laws that we want. Maybe we could just land now. Let's just take a look. Are we done ramping up our PM? We really should have waited for the PMs to fully switch over before we did this. But we're going to try again with the 15 stack. We're doing the 15 stack because they will have less of a penalty from low naval invasion support. Than this other stack will. I think we can swap. Being inside Austria's market is actually pretty good for swapping on the ireframe buildings because it's less of a shock to the market. So we're going to finish swapping everything over to ironframe. And then we're at 138 construction. And can expand construction even further. One negative is the lack of market access, though. This is actually pretty annoying. And this is because of the lack of convoys in the market. Now, we can add convoys to the market, and maybe we should be doing that. I don't want to pay for a bunch of convoys, though. We're so far adding a few convoys to the market everywhere. And I think we'll just stay on just a few. We do have this Arts Academy coming up in Dahomey. So I think we will just straight up increase it 3 levels to try and proc the Arts Academy event. Or get ready to. This is fine. Credit where credit's due. Probably want to credit the Industrialists still. And this landing, we get 9k versus a little bit less, but it's going to fail. It doesn't matter. We can't get enforced on because they want war reps from us. And so we can just contently wait. For the most part, for our navy to ramp back up. We already invested the infamy into doing this war. And so as long as we're still in positive infamy, I think we just want to keep on trying to land. And by positive infamy, I mean above 0 infamy. Not that infamy is positive to have. Let's see what we're researching. Mechanized workshops are really big tech. We do have a bunch of in here. Textile mills to finish, which are important to have for the mechanized workshop. Also greatly increases the demand for tools because the mechanized workshop uses tools. So it's very synergistic to like go tools early into tools plus clothes. I think that this is one of the best like pathways for any types of, you know, industrial effort, and I do it on almost all the runs, you know. Much better than furniture and like something else, canneries, like these sorts of things. It's just a very strong strategy. City of Plenty. Party will never end. Might be a little bit aggressive to do that, but I think our upper stratus is going to be pretty rich overall. Now, are we still running an infrastructure problem? Oh, we love to see that. Them getting clapped. It looks like we are doing fine. Very weird looking Austrian market, Sokoto. I don't think I've ever seen Austrian market be like this. Migration controls will help out quite a lot for making sure we have labor in the places we want it. We do, of course, want to also move towards going total separation, so let's see if we can get that bread. We'll radicalize the rural folk, won't radicalize the ulema. I think we go towards that. Yeah. So let's go total sep. Let's look to kind of get the last vestiges out. We would, in theory, want to go public schools a little bit, but the problem is not enough support for public schools. This is a disadvantage of going public schools early on. Our landing fails again. We'll try yet again. Eventually, we're going to get a lucky roll in terms of how many people they bring to bear and how many people we bring to bear. At which point we will probably enforce on them quite quickly. And again, we still have infamy decaying right now. Somewhat keen on trying subsidizing these urban centers. It's not necessary right now because it's making money, but this would, I think this is a decent look. Maybe not doing it while we're inside someone else's market. So while we're inside the Austrian market, but we also have to keep in mind that Austria is going to be producing a lot of iron. I wish they had built more sensitively to economies of scale, but they do not appear to. We'll just put this on auto expand here. Hopefully they can specialize in glass, at least in this province. I think we were maybe trying to specialize in cotton here. Trying to look for specializations or to try and encourage them building just one type of thing in a place. This is definitely only building that there. Chad. Are we adjacent to Tripoli? They're in the French market? Interesting. have all these clothing manufacturers coming on up here, which is going to be quite nice. This 98% is not nice, though. We might need to leave their markets sooner than we had anticipated. In which case, we will need quite a bit more iron for our iron frame building. Because I think they are propping us up a little bit in that regard. So we're going to up some of that. And some of that. It's like a revolution's brewing. Should be able to put it down with just what we got in the capital. But it would be a little bit annoying. We have 8 guys, so we're going to try for a naval invasion again. I don't think they've swapped PMs. If they have, it's going to be a little bit trickier for us. We are going to finish relatively soon. Artillery. Probably going to want to go some society tech next. Intensive agriculture would actually be decent. We do have a bunch of agriculture, and I normally don't push intensive agriculture probably as much as I should, but we have a ton of we have a ton of farms and a ton of ranches. So why don't we go that, and then maybe look to go stock exchange next. Or egalitarianism. Getting into egalitarianism would be nice, so maybe we go, yeah, stock exchange into egalitarianism, because this is a tier 2 tech, and we want to finish all the tier 1 techs first before we do that. Acquiesce to the demands, of course. Oh, what tech did we just research? I know it was important. Yeah, it was real important. It was mechanized workshops, which is such a big tech. Really gives you a strong, what is it called? Comparative advantage to a lot of other places, which allows your businesses to be extremely profitable. Textile mills employing on up. We are going to need quite a few more dyes, I think. So let's look where we have a lot of dye plantations already and look to just increase them. And hopefully these places start to specialize a little bit more in dyes. Or the auto construction queue is a little bit more aggressive about that. In fact, why don't we actually just have them auto expanding? Was it Benin and Dahomey? There we go. Try and build up some economies of scale in our agriculture. Naval invasion failed again. We're going to try again. If at first you don't succeed, well, we'll try it with the 30 stack. I think it's worse with the 30 stack, but we could just try it. We will need a bit more government stuff. And we do have insufficient taxation capacity. We have it in Benin, so we'll build there first. We'll build a couple of these up. Also, we could think about going artillery. It is not spreading to us. We definitely want to increase literacy, both literacy and, We could promote social mobility someplace. Maybe we just want to go to 10 and try and push the tech. We are starting to lose quite a bit. Our investment pool is growing, but we don't really want to be running a huge deficit. The reason being is we get pretty booty interest rates, so... We start with 21, but we have a really big penalty from insufficient naval landing support. Which is why we're landing the smaller stack. Yeah. Definitely needed a little bit more stronger military before we started this, but I think we just want to stick on it on this war. Total separation is going to be nice. We are going to have to find more authority. We'll take the enactment time. I really think these guys are hating our guts either way. Oh, actually we just radicalized them. Damn. Should have taken a look closer, I guess. Hopefully we get the landing off now. Should have pretty good naval support. And our boys are all caked up. Maybe think about expanding these naval bases another couple notches. Yeah, auto construction is kind of varying this around, so I think we're kind of break-even-ish with a slight gold reserve, which is about where we want to be because we don't want to run negative. Yeah, same offense and defense, but we start with fewer guys, which is what's killing us here. Of course, we can start with 15k max, so... I mean, maybe we just finish this up and then go intensive agricultures, and then... just quickly knock this out so we can start using the PM. We'll try again, but... a little sticky here. We would want to be able to start another war, but it doesn't... if we can't land these guys, we won't be able to land the other guys too, so... it's probably whatever. Let's take a look where we are manufacturing base here, how things are going. These are making quite a lot. These are making a good amount too. We'll increase these a little bit. And then we'll take a look at some whack-a-mole. We really don't like that we're at 99%. Do need more convoys. 99% is not too bad though, but it is a convoys thing of the Austrian supply lines. Unfortunately, we can't give them convoys, I guess. It's not the worst, though. Ooh, expensive fertilizer. Interesting. So we get 9k into, yeah. Difficult landing is kind of blocking us a bit. We can just get lucky, but, well, right now we're gonna get artillery, and then we're gonna use that. Increased home affairs, nice. It's overall a very strong institution. Education's coming up too. Artillery is going to make a pretty big difference here. We are running a die shortage, so it's a good thing we have a bunch of dies in the queue here. Guns and fabric are cheap, fertilizer is expensive. We're going to swap over to cannons. And then we are going to come on in and swap these to cannons. We should have a 10% penalty, so we're not going to do a landing immediately. This war's been a little uncomfortable. Why are we running a cannon shortage? Is there no cannons in the Austrian market? We are part of the Austrian market, unless we got booted. Yeah. Guess there wasn't enough cannons in the Austrian market. We've also swapped our thing over to producing cannons. Could just put this on automatically expand. I think this is fine to do. Are we paying a lot for subsidies? We are paying a decent amount, so let's come in here. I think we have not turned on rails on everything. Let's turn on rail transport here. Don't need to turn it on there yet, I guess. These guys are already mad anyways. Just want to see how much offense and defense they have, or how big a penalty they have. 15%. They're going to suffer a 25% penalty, so it's going to be 22-ish. So 22-ish is more than the 19 we had. So we're going to have another go. And we get total separation here. We, of course, need to come off of another tax. I think we're going to remove the tax there. And instead, up this and tax liquor. Or how much were we getting from this tax? 23. I'm gonna remove this, up this, and restore that tax. Get rid of this one. It is the best tax. Alright. And bring this back down. Kind of in good shape. We have increased the education, or sorry, the universities by quite a few levels, which is nice. It's giving us 17 innovation, so this is, you know, relative to like where we were. Going from 50 innovation to 67 is pretty good. Also is going to increase education access. I know I said tripling the construction, but I think getting through techs faster might be pretty important. Well, let's not actually. Let's stick to the guns and go with the construction. I hate seeing these 99%, but it's not a big deal. I'm gonna add 2 construction centers here. So we do have 24 against a lower number, except we just tanked. Poor visibility though. So we should be able to get the landing off with this situation. We'll just take a little bit. We will, I guess, have to wait a hot minute for these to be done adjusting. It is decaying. It decays in 6 months. I guess we'll wait until maybe July, and then we'll have another go. Construction is coming back up a little bit as the place is deployed. We, of course, want the lemma to go away. And they're getting close to going away. If they dip below 4%, they will go away forever. And ever and ever. I think our construction should have increased by more. Given we added a couple of these. I guess they're taking forever to employ. Interesting. Alright, it is July. We're going to try again. I think we did increase the Navy a little bit. This has been a little bit sticky. Oh, we didn't. Oh no, it's in the queue. Got it. Fair enough. Fair enough. A little annoying to try and play whack-a-mole when we have this 99% access from the Austrian market being weird. Is that the... Oh, for a second I thought the Americans were in the Austrian market. Looks like the Portuguese are, though. Which is a bit interesting. Always uncomfortable when it's like minus 15k, but that's because it's not using the investment pool. Not sure exactly what drives using the investment pool versus not using it, but currently we're about losing 7k, but we have a huge investment pool, and so it'll pull from it sometimes, but not always. I don't really get what makes it tick the way it does. It looks like we're going to get a landing here, finally. Their poor visibility, combined with us getting, you know, having 26 offense and having at least 11k, is we're going to get it in here. And then we'll go after Transvaal straight away. Because we, of course, are really low on the infamy front, and Transvaal is an excellent state, same with Oranhe. But no one can stop us from going after Transvaal, whereas Oranhe, the UK can intervene on via Cape Colony, I think. Maybe not. Not sure if they have military access through there. Don't know, I thought we had a colony there. Don't know what happened with that. And we got a beachhead, so we're gonna push in now. they should quickly capitulate. I think we're banning slavery and doing a bunch of stuff in there. The US is expanding quite quickly into here. We want to maybe consider going Quinine pretty soon here. I suppose after stock exchange, we can start going into the Quinine stuff to really ramp up our colonization speed. We're in pretty good shape to colonize because we do have an enormous population here. Now, we could vassalize them or we can conquer them. I think I like vassalizing them. As long as Portugal doesn't go against us, this should be fine. Great Britain demands that we become a protectorate. I think we're going to say, no, my friend. But I respect the demand. I respect the hustle. You know what I mean? We'll follow their advice. And what was it? We started with 68, so we need 194 construction to have tripled. I really think I want to triple construction this episode, so let's get cranking on that. Add a couple more of these. One in would die. This might be a little bit more construction than we can afford. I think we're going to raise taxes to help support this. Wait, did Great Britain join against them? What is Great Britain doing? Other than sticking their finger in our pie. They want to conquer Zululand. Well, I guess we got a load. That's embarrassing. They just always want to conquer Zululand. It's very obnoxious. So, autosave 2. Maybe as before. So I guess we can't go after Transvaal because we're just going to lose Zululand immediately. What? I guess there's just something about Zululand specifically that the UK just like always seems to join in on you. So I guess we should have just annexed Zululand to avoid this because they're going to join in on like all the wars against us now. Except for us taking Zululand specifically. Or if we can declare a war in a place where they don't have an interest. So we're going to declare an interest here. This is usually a spot where Persia doesn't have it, or where the UK does not have an interest. Oh, except they vassalize Macron, so they will have an interest. Damn. If we become their protectorate, we probably don't have to worry about that. But don't want to do that either. So then we have to worry about getting independence. Well... But then we can do... Well, we can't expand right now, right? This is the real problem. I mean, we wouldn't mind swapping to the customs union. We're going to take a quick save here. So we're going to add a couple construction centers. 3 that we added. Increase taxes, maybe? To support this extra construction for now. Yeah, the problem is they very much can... Great Britain can very much enforce on us. Unless we get... Who is it? France to help us out or something like that. But we would rather be in Great Britain's market, I think, than Austria's. We can't ask to swap to market, though. Thoughts and action, thoughts and prayers. Just do that one for now. Yeah, we really don't want to give up Zululand. This is really like the MO of AI Great Britain, it seems, to like ask for Zululand all the time. Always and forever. This is ramping up towards the goal for this episode, so we will probably call it once we have gotten to tripling the construction. But Yeah, just a little bit of small ball type stuff. Oh, we're so close. Let's go, baby. Oh, that's not the right direction. We're losing a bit of money, so this might be a little bit too aggressive a push to triple the construction right here. But I don't think it's the end of the world either. Alright. There we are. This episode, we have kind of emerged on the global scale a little bit. We added some navy. We tripled construction. We joined Austria's market. All these things. We're cruising. We're in pretty good shape. We do have to worry about the fact that we're going to eat through our gold reserves in our second tier. But we will try and figure that out as we go. And next episode, we will be trying to figure out how we can expand a little bit more. Without the UK sticking their finger in our pie. I'm not sure exactly how we can do this. If we were in the if we were in the French market instead, we would be in good shape for this. And so maybe we have to try and do that. Maybe we have to try and go after Messina and see if we can get France to join us instead of going after Transvaal, and then look to annex Zulu as quickly as possible so that the UK doesn't want to join for Zululand. But we mainly did this because we wanted to start to get into Transvaal, because Transvaal is an excellent state. It has a ton of iron, it has a ton of coal, and it has a lot of gold. I think gold would be very useful for us at the current juncture we're at, and so I was trying to get in onto that because it allows us to construct a whole lot more and really try and kick off the economy, although tripling construction is a pretty big deal on this front, and intensive agriculture will also help a lot. So anyways, hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and have a good day.